Good morning. So last class we started a new lesson. So that was growth of nationalism. So last class itself I said. So in this lesson, that is growth of nationalism, we will be coming across the two major concepts. That is industrial revolution and imperialism. Industrial revolution led to imperialism, and both industrial revolution and imperialism led to growth of nationalism in the European countries. So previous class we started with the first and foremost topic of the lesson. So that was industrial revolution. So we had talked introduction part we had discussed in the previous class. So how this industrial revolution started in England, that is replace of domestic system to the factory system. So we had discussed. Then industrial revolution. So there we had talked some introduction part. The 18th century, the industrial revolution started in England. Then the transformation of entire economy and the society life of the England, so made us to realize that we are entering into the new revolution. So that was industrial revolution. So like this previous class we talked about few introduction things regarding the industrial revolution. So today's class we are going to talk the two topics. One is characteristics or features of industrial revolution, and second topic will be causes of the industrial revolution in England, because we very strongly we say industrial revolution started in England. So when we say industrial revolution started in England, then we need to give some we need to give the reasons why do we say in England only the first the revolution started in the 18th century. So there are many causes, but in today's class we will be going with only three causes, and the previous class we will discuss some more causes. So before entering into the causes of the industrial revolution in England, so let us talk something about the features of the industrial revolution or characteristics of industrial revolution. So what are the main characters or what are the main features when this industrial revolution started in England in the 18th century? What are the changes that had taken up? Okay, what are the changes that had taken up in the industrial revolution? That changes we call it as features or characteristics. Okay, the first and foremost change which took place, and very important change, is the domestic system of production was replaced into factory system. Okay, the domestic system of production, because the domestic system of production was handmade goods. Okay, domestic system of production was handmade goods. So that handmade goods was replaced by a factory system, which we call it as a machine made goods. Okay, so the handmade goods was replaced by a factory system. So from 18th century onwards, the machine made goods started to take place. This is the first and foremost the characteristics of industrial revolution. Okay. Second one is manual labor was replaced by machines. Okay, manual labor was replaced by machines. Manual labor. When we had a domestic system of production, suppose now for example, you just take it textiles. Okay, textiles, making of cloths. So in domestic system of production, when I am having a textile, so I will be having almost 1,000 to 1,500 the labors to have a production in the domestic system. But you just imagine, when we came to a factory system, when I have a machine, okay, so the 100,000 the laborers are equal to, I mean 100 or 500, I mean 100 or 500 people. Okay, one machine, because a machine can do the double work of the manual labors. Okay, the labor for a day, for example, if they make in a day like 100 pairs of cloths, the machine used to make like 1500. So that case, so what happened? The people started to give importance to invention of machines. So when the invention of machines and when the machines started to have a means of production, so the manual labors, so day by day the importance of manual labor started to go down. So one fine day, the manual labor was not at all in consider for the work. Okay, so that is the second one we are having it. And third one is small scale production gave away to large scale production. All small scale industries were closed down. Okay, small scale industries are nothing but, the small industries where there will be only like 1,500 the employees will be there. Okay, so such industries which was there in the villages, or such industries which were there in the localities, so completely started to go down, and the large scale industries which was started with the machines, so made the replace of the industries. Okay, the small scale industries slowly lost its prominence, and the large scale industries started to exist, in the England. Okay, that's the one aspect, so which we are having it. The next one we are having mass manufacture of goods. Okay, mass manufacture of goods. When this large scale industries, when it was started, the manufacture of goods was mass in manufacture of goods. Okay, numerous goods. Okay, mass manufacture of the goods. Okay, so where the persons or the person who was running in a large scale industries, he felt the importance of manufacture of goods, and the goods were started to be manufactured in vast. Okay, to transport it from one place to another place. And in this concept, so when we see the exist of new class, okay, 18th century, when industrial revolution started, there was new class was existed in the society, so they were called as capitalist. Okay, there were nothing but rich merchants. Rich merchants are nothing but the people who run the industries. Okay, the factories, resources, and in means of production. Three characteristics there. He was having a factory, he was having resources. Now suppose his factory is of cotton, textiles, so cotton was a resource to him. Okay, spices. So like that, every industry's resource will be what the production they are going to give. So the factory they had enough resources, and they had the means of production, so which were owned by the rich merchants. They were called as a capitalist. Okay, so these are the a few changes or few characteristics which took up in the 18th century. So when the industrial revolution started. Okay, so when industrial revolution started, so these are the few changes so which took place. Okay, and next if you see the causes for the industrial revolution. Okay, causes for the industrial revolution. So why do we say only in England the industrial revolution started? Okay, so why we call it the industrial revolution started in England? Okay, so if you see, the first and foremost is England was having surplus capital, means money. They had enough money to invest. To start an industry, it's not. We need a big budget. Okay, that big budget, that big money, surplus capital is nothing but they had enough money to invest. Okay, so that is the reason. So in England, the revolution started. Okay, so here we are having a reasons. Okay, the first and foremost reason why the industrial revolution started in the England means because they had enormous wealth, enough money they had. Okay, so that is the reason surplus capital. Second one is, since they had enormous wealth, enormous money, or enough capital, so they started to develop the industries. Okay, how they developed the industries? By bringing in a new machines or invention of new machines. Now, one rich man, one rich merchant, okay, one business class man, one capitalist, if he is having a one industry, okay, that one industry started to be doubled. Now, this year he is having a one industry. The next year he was having a two. The next, and then after 2, 3, 5 years, he one rich merchant was having more than 5, 6 industries. So that is setup of new industries. Okay, the development of the industries and setup of new industries. These two took place only because the England was having a surplus capital. So that is the reason Industrial Revolution started. Then how only these people were having surplus of capital means because they were very much gave importance to trade. Okay, the trade brought the surplus capital to them, and that surplus capital made them to be called as a country of wealth, and that wealth made them to develop the existing industries as well as to start up the new industries. Okay, so this is the first reason to say that the England is the one which started the industrial revolution. Then second one we are having, so that is stable government. Okay, stable government. Stable government in the sense they had good support, the rich merchants and the rulers. I have written there, rich merchants and the rulers, they had a very good relationship. Okay, so England, it is a government of rulers. Okay, British government. Okay, the rulers. So rulers gave a complete support to the rich merchants. Okay, complete support to the rich merchant to gain an enormous wealth to an England. So that support made, okay, that stable government, okay, the good support which was given by rulers to the rich merchants, so made them, okay, to start the Industrial Revolution in England. Okay, here if you see, one thing it shows political stability. Okay, political stability. Okay, that rulers, okay, stability and their support to the rich merchants, okay, their support to the rich merchants made the industries to be started in the England. And at the same time, the rulers and the rich merchants, okay, the rulers and the rich merchants, thought was only one. What was that thought? Economic growth. Economic growth was the one thought which was there in the two of their mind. Okay, rulers as well as the rich merchant. That economic growth of their country called England was the one thought to the rulers and the rich merchants. So that made the England to start an industrial revolution. Okay, why their thought was only the economic growth means because they want to call their country in political as well as in wealth the superior. Superior means out of all country, my country should be the superior. So when you can call your country as superior, when your political stability is good and when your wealth is good. Okay, that wealth that's nothing but economic growth. So this is the second cause. Okay, the stable government. That's complete supportive government they had. Stable government is nothing but supportive government to the rich merchants. And the third one we are having is agricultural revolution. Changes in agriculture. Okay, so if you see, there are consolidation of land holdings. From 18th century onwards, when the Industrial Revolution started, the importance of lands were realized by many people, especially in that rich merchants. Okay, they started to gather up. Okay, they started to collect the lands. That's nothing but consolidation of land holdings. as much as possible, they started to collect the lands for the cultivation. Okay, the first thing. Second thing is improvement in the agriculture method. The system of cultivation started to change. Okay, the system of cultivation. Now, for example, giving fertiles or fertilizers. Earlier days and all, for the cultivation, only the natural, fertilizers were given. But here, new method of fertilizers, okay, to the lands were supplied. So that made the agriculture methods, different. And at the same time, a rotation of crops. If this year the wheat is grown, the next year the cotton. Okay, after next year when the cotton is over, after that spices. So like that, rotation of crops were there in the lands. Earlier we were not having like that. If the wheat is grown, if a person grows wheat, so till his death he grows the wheat in his land. Then after that his son grows wheat. Particularly, it will be carried like generation cultivation. It goes. But 18th century, when we entered into the modern world, the land also started to have a rotation of different types of crops. Okay, the different types of crops also made the growth for the industrial revolution. And introduce of new farming. Okay, machines were introduced. Handmade tools were replaced and the machines were introduced. Earlier we were ploughing in a land with the land. Now the machines has come. I hope today you all know the different types of machines which we use for the cultivation purpose. Actually, that system was introduced in the 18th century by England. Okay, when we entered into the industrial revolution. Okay, so this made the agricultural revolution started to take up. Okay, which increased agriculture production in England. Okay, but at the same time, when the agricultural revolution and when the cultivation started to be have with the new system of the agricultural revolution, when it started to take place, it had some impacts. It had very important. Okay, some changes had taken place because of that, where the problems were faced. So first and foremost is takeover of lands. Many farmers, many farmers lost their lands. Okay, many farmers lost their lands because of consolidation of lands. Because when a rich merchant and when a ruler comes and asks the land, so land has to be handed over or land has to be given to him. Because he is powerful, he can do whatever he wants. Okay, what money he gives, to that money the the farmers they started to give the lands to the rich merchants. And after that, what happened? Landless farmers. Okay, so many people left with the landless. They were not having their lands were lost to the rich merchants. Okay, so that made the landless farmers. So when I know only cultivation, when I am only depend on the my land, when that land is not there for me, so automatically, so what happened? I will go in search of employment. So to where? To city or town. Okay, so many people who lost their land or when they become a landless, to the landless, so they started going in search of employment to the city and towns. So that made easy for available of cheap labor to a rich merchants. Because when I am not having a land, when I am going for an employment, why I am going for an employment? To take care of my family, to have in a day thrice food. Okay, so that made the search of employment of many farmers when they went to city and town. The rich merchants used to get labor for a very cheaper rate. Okay, labor for a very cheaper rate. So that made the start of industrial revolution. Okay, so the farmers whoever took the land and the agriculture revolution, so made one more new group to exist in a society. They were called as landlords. They are the people who were taking care of all these lands. We call it in India zamindars, rich landlords. Landlords are nothing but zamindars. Okay, so the lands which is taken by the farmers is given under the control of rich merchants. So he is the person who will be taking care, and he is the person who will be having a cultivation on that particular land. Okay, and all these concepts, surplus capital and agriculture revolution and stable government, took place only in England. So that is the reason. So we have an start of, industrial revolution. So that's about the features and causes for the industrial revolution. So some more causes are there. So that we will go with the next class. Till here you can go through it. Thank you.